is my review for Christopher Nolan's magnificent Inception. Now, above all, I have to say that Inception is clever and very interesting. So I've done an Avatar review, and in that I say that basically Avatar would be nothing without the graphics. It hasn't got enough of a good plot to be able to sustain a movie without all the graphics keeping it up. I mean, without all the graphics, I wouldn't have really found it that interesting at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Avatar, but the plot, James Cameron's plot, was not that interesting or developed or new, to be fair. Unlike Avatar, Inception's plot is very well thought out, and you can tell Christopher Nolan has spent a lot of time working out all the little bits so that there are no dead ends, so that he knows where it's going. I mean, the actual filming is very clever. He focuses on small things, like the totems that they have, and he paints a clear picture for you. I don't think he leaves things out. I think Christopher Nolan is very good at making the movie look brilliant. And I was watching a little thing on Inception off Sky Anytime TV. And on that, it said that, in fact, Christopher Nolan, a lot of the effects, he didn't want all the effects to be, you know, computer made, so the actors would just have to kind of pretend like they're in it. A lot of the effects are actually done as best as possible on set. And so the actors, where they're scared and where they're really hyped up, it's real, it's coming from everything that's going on around them. And I think that's a really interesting, although expensive way to work, a very good way to get everything out of the actors that you can. What I noticed that Christopher Nolan has sort of recycled some of his actors from previous jobs. For example, in The Dark Knight, Jonathan Crane was played by Cillian Murphy, or I don't know how to say his name, but I'm going to guess it's Cillian Murphy, and he is Fisher in Inception. He's a very good Fisher, and we see a lot more of him, because I haven't really seen him as an actor very much, and his part in Dark Knight is not that big. So I appreciate the fact that Christopher Nolan, when he sees talent, he tries to, you know, push it forward so that everyone see that. And although it's sort of, he's not getting any new people in, I suppose, but then again, you don't see Ellen Page in this sort of movie, but there you go, there she is. She's in this movie, along with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's in 500 Days of Summer. Again, you wouldn't have expected it. Speaking of Dark Knight, I watched it yesterday for the second time, and you know, it was the first thing, I think, that I've seen from Christopher Nolan, and then I saw Inception, and then what I've seen in those two movies, although I haven't seen much of Christopher Nolan, he has now become one of my favourite directors. Because in both the movies, they are both so interesting and so well made. The plot, again, of Dark Knight is really good and is really well thought out, and that's exactly the same in Inception. Christopher Nolan adds a lot of puzzles in his movies. He adds a lot of little twists and turns, and progressively through the movie the plot thickens and there's more things coming in all the time. But it's not confusing, it's not, oh my god, something new is happening. In Australia, for example, there were lots of little twists and turns that led the plot to somewhere else, and when you thought it would stop, and it's a very long movie, when you thought it would stop, oh, something else came up, and it keeps going, and I found it kind of annoying. But here, when you just think something is going to kind of wrap up now, something new just bursts in, but you want it to. And so basically, as I've said, the plot is really well thought out, and you can see Christopher Nolan has definitely researched all of this about dreams and about Inception and all of that, just research what's going on in the mind and all the different dream theories and that sort of stuff. You can definitely see he spent a lot of time and effort working out this film without there being something that is not fully developed and that is not fully understood. During the movie in the cinema, I noticed a couple going to the toilet, and to be fair, while they were in the toilet, so many things happened that, to be fair, I don't think those people understood the whole movie. And even though I had a coffee beforehand and really concentrated hard, there are still some things I didn't quite understand. But in that way, it stays in your head. The movie has actually committed Inception and got into your head. Committed Inception? When it comes out on DVD, I will buy it, and I will watch it a gazillion times until I understand all of it. Unlike some other movies that you may not fully understand, you will want to watch again and again until you do understand. For this movie, I do, and I would watch it more and more because it's a good movie and I want to understand it. Another interesting thing about the plot is that it's original and it's something we haven't really seen before. I mean, if you guys know any movies about dreams, please write in the comments below because I would love to have a look at them. But I mean, we've seen a lot of movies about sort of time and, you know, changing and going forward and then backward and then, like the Butterfly Effect, for example. That's with Ashton Kutcher. And yeah, that movie's pretty good, although kind of not my cup of tea. That we've seen time-based movies, but dream-based and dream through time, complicated but interesting. To wrap it all up, Inception is a beautifully made movie in all aspects of it, with the filming and with the idea and the plot and the actors. It's a brilliant movie and it's definitely worth watching, and I just can't wait to see what Christopher Nolan comes up with next.